So quite a bit to go through. All joking aside, reports are that Eriksen is doing well. He's stable. He's in hospital. Apparently he is responsive. That game is about to restart. So they're going to finish off the first half and do the second half. So they wouldn't do that if the news wasn't overwhelmingly positive. Like, there's no way his teammates would be getting involved in that game. So, yeah, I mean, it all looks good. There was a picture that was doing the rounds about 5 minutes after he collapsed, 10 minutes after he collapsed, and it showed him on the stretcher, eyes open, sitting up with an oxygen mask on. He seemed to be very responsive, and as we said, that was about 5-10 minutes after it had happened. Of course, there was no official announcement till they were 100% sure. But then the official announcement came through that he was stable. He's been taken to a hospital. I mean, for those of you that don't know, and I don't know if there's anyone left that doesn't know, he obviously collapsed during the game. Yeah, you know, thoughts absolutely with him and his family. And yeah, you know, it's a concern and something that I've never seen before. But brilliant that there's some really, really good news coming out. So, yeah, big shout out to everyone that's joining us. I think that you know, we'll see how that obviously develops. But overwhelmingly positive news. There's no way that they would be doing. There's no way that they would be doing the match if there was any issues. So that is the Eriksen news. Obviously, if we do get any more Eriksen news, I will bring that to you. I do just need to very, very quickly type out the teams because I literally only just saw them as we were going live. This is quite a big match for me because I've got Lukaku in my dream team and I could really do with him getting some points, because I did also have a player that decided today was the right day to collapse on a football pitch. So, I really do need to get some points here. I mean, I don't want to say the biggest victim of today is me, but I feel like it is, you know. I feel like I might be the biggest victim of what's happened today. Of all the players I could have chosen, of course, I chose Eriksen and had him in my team. I mean, all joking aside, he's a fantastic player, and I obviously wouldn't be making these jokes if it wasn't, you know, positive news, and it all was looking good, and they're about to continue with the match and all of that, so I'm not heartless, guys. I'm not heartless. Right, so that is, we can see that Lukaku is starting up front. Of course he is. With a very good team. I mean, Tielemans in the midfield. Obviously, you've got Hazard as well. Dendoncker, who plays for Wolves. Obviously, you know, that defence is probably where the concerns are. That back line, number 5, number 4, number 2. Kind of feel like if you're going to beat them, you've got to get at those 3. So they are beatable, Belgium. They're not a perfect team, but they are a decent team. And we have got the Russian team. Now, Russia obviously put up a really good performance not that long ago in the World Cup a couple of years ago. But even though this is largely the same team, don't expect them to be as good as what they were there, to be honest. So, yeah, I do think that they could prove a bit of resistance. I think they could potentially hold back Belgium for a little while, but I'm not sure that they're going to keep them back for long. And I would expect this to be a relatively comfortable 2-0 or something along those lines. We're just seeing footage from Copenhagen, and we're just seeing the Danish team walk back out. Apparently they came out to obviously a fantastic response. Some of them still looking a little bit shell-shocked, and the Finnish players there applauding as the Danish players come back onto the pitch. So really great to see that. Really great to see. And apparently there was people in the crowd. I think the Finnish fans were chanting Christian, and the Danish fans were chanting Eriksson. So there was like a nice little dueling chant of his name going out as well. So, it's nice to see because obviously even in the darkest times, football can, still bring a little bit of light, a little bit of unity. And it's good to see. Right, I'm going to jump back over to you. I just want to literally send this tweet out that's got the team information, or some of the team information on. And that is that. Right, boom, let's jump back. Italy, I thought, were fantastic yesterday. I don't know if you guys watched that Italy game, but I thought Italy were absolutely brilliant. They've resumed the game, and now it's half-time. Yeah, cool. I thought Italy were very, very impressive yesterday. I thought that the wave after wave of attack from the Italians looked very, very dangerous. I thought that Turkey actually looked a little bit loose. I really fancied Turkey in this tournament. I still fancy them to get out of this group. But I think after that loss, now it looks like Italy will top the group. I thought that it might be a draw. It might be a slight Italy win. I wasn't expecting 3-0. But some of the moments, I mean, there was an own goal. There was bad distribution for the third goal. Like, they literally give the ball away just outside the penalty area. And then, it just means that Italy can quite easily pass the ball, cut through the defence. They're there at the goal and boom. I think that was the third goal for Immobile. So I kind of felt like Turkey were just really sloppy. But I suppose it was because of the pressure that they were being put under. So if you are playing the fantasy game, you might want to be looking at that Italian defence, because I'm not sure that there's going to be too many problems coming from Wales or Switzerland for that Italian defence. So any of the defenders that played for Italy or the goalkeeper, you might want to be looking at those. I thought Insigne looked really good. I thought Immobile looked really good up front for Italy as well. So those players kind of caught the eye. In regards to Switzerland and Wales, there wasn't really anyone that caught the eye there. I kind of feel that Wales were very lucky to get back to 1-1. Switzerland dominated that first half and looked the better team. Kind of, at the start of the second as well. Wales had a nice little spell, got back into it, managed to get the draw, but I don't fancy Wales getting out of that group. I don't think Wales are going to get anything against Turkey. I think Turkey are going to be hurting after that loss, and I don't think Wales are going to get anything against Italy. So it's hard to see Wales doing anything now. I think if they were going to win, today was the day they needed to win. So I'm not feeling brilliant for Wales. In regards to Switzerland, it's going to be Switzerland or Turkey that take that second spot in that Group A. And I still fancy Turkey. I think that Turkey have just come up against a very good Italian team that was putting them under pressure. And I think Turkey buckled a little bit. They'll go away, they'll regroup, they'll come back fighting. They know they're fighting for their lives now. And I think Turkey have got the skill to take that second spot. So Italy in first, Turkey in second. Switzerland third, and Wales probably fourth in Group A is what I'm looking at. In regards to Group B, you can't really read it, can you? Because obviously we've only just had that one half of Denmark and Finland. I would still expect Denmark to get the win there. So I would expect Denmark to get a goal at least in this, whatever they're playing, 45 minutes they're playing now. Finishing off that game. So I would expect Denmark to get something from that. And tonight I really fancy Belgium. I think Belgium here, at least two goals. At least 2 goals in this. I can't see this being anything other than 2-0, 3-0, maybe 4-0. I really am expecting Lukaku to have a really good time of it. Again, going back to the fantasy thing, Lukaku is my captain right now. So I am hoping that he gets a cheeky hat-trick or something along those lines. And I don't think Russia are going to prove too much resistance. Obviously tomorrow, the big one tomorrow, England versus Croatia. Super excited. Obviously earlier we didn't know if that game was going to go ahead, understandably. And if it hadn't, because, there was like concerning news about Ericsson and it was postponed, then so be it, But obviously the news has come out now. It's responsive, looking good. Denmark are playing again. So, we're rocking and rolling. So, this game's going ahead as well. So, I can't see any reason why there'd be any issue tomorrow. So, as it stands, England versus Croatia. We are live from 12 midday. That's a couple of hours before kickoff. I'm probably going to be like death warmed up because we are actually doing UFC tonight. So we're doing this, and then we've got UFC later tonight. UFC 263, 2 title matches. Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz. Some fantastic fighters on that card. Stacked card, 14 fights. So we've got a big night tonight. Obviously, we've got this game coming up as well. And then midday tomorrow, we've got England. Then after that, I think I've got Netherlands. And then after that, we've got NXT TakeOver in your house. Then I'm going to get a little bit of sleep. Then I'm getting up. And then I think we've got Spain, Sweden, and Scotland, Czech Republic. And then Raw on the night as well. So 1 game today, 2 games tomorrow, 2 games on Monday. And I need to have a look at Tuesday, but currently France, Germany on Tuesday. France versus Germany. That's going to be awesome. And NXT. So, I'm so excited. These games are coming thick and fast. The only real advantage that Wales have is that they can stay in Baku for the next game, but Turkey are having to travel across Europe to play the Welsh next, says Starman NWC. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, because I do think that there's a little bit in where these games are being played. Like, for example, this game right now is actually being played in St Petersburg. So I kind of feel like, which is Russia, I kind of feel like, does that affect anything? I don't know that it does. I still fancy Belgium 2-0, at least. But it is very interesting that this is taking place in Russia. So it's Belgium versus Russia. Belgium should storm it, but then, hang on, we're in Russia. And we all know what Russia did in the World Cup. They were really good because the last World Cup was in Russia. So, I don't know. Is that a little curveball? Will the fact we're in St. Petersburg be a little deciding factor or a factor at all? It's just worth a thought. It's just worth a conversation. Just floating it out there. Jimmy said, I'm surprised if the people who are actually on Raw don't fall asleep. Yeah, well, I might fall asleep. I mean, by the time we've gone through UFC tonight, 4 games, NXT in your house takeover, by the time I'm getting to Raw, I mean, in all fairness, even if I'm fresh, by the end of that 3 hours, I'm pretty much asleep anyway. So there's a good chance that I am going to fall asleep. But what I can guarantee is that we will be streaming and I will be here and whatever's happening we'll be talking about, or I'll be asleep. It's one or the other. So we'll see how it goes. Harley said, Days, I put in a Switzerland goalkeeper for the Switzerland game. He got me 2 points. Would have been 3 because he saved a goal, but then he conceded. 2 points came from playing for 90 minutes. Well, don't forget, again, if you are playing the Euro game, then you can make subs every night and you can change captain and do stuff like that. It's a little bit different to like the Fantasy Premier League. So, with the Fantasy Premier League, you can't change your captain once you've selected them, and you can't change like subs during like a game week and all of this. But you can for this one. So every night, have a look at your team. Make little tweaks and changes. Like, obviously, I'm taking Ericsson out. I don't think my bench is amazing. That's the only problem. I think I spent a little bit too much on my starting 11. But I made sure I still had a decent-ish bench. But I haven't got, like, a great player to bring on. So, I don't know. We've got a few problems early doors here. So, we'll see how it goes. With your sleep schedule during the week, I wouldn't be surprised if you do fall asleep during Raw. Well, whatevs. I'm not bothered. It'll just turn into a watch days sleep stream, which is still better than Raw. WWE Kid Reaction said, what channel is it on? It is on IT. I don't know what country you're in, But in the UK, it's on ITV, and we are around 14 minutes away from going to the game. 14 minutes away. I did try to find because I thought we could just try and talk about the Denmark game, but actually that's not on TV right now. Hang on. We will be back on air. Oh, okay. They will. Okay. When I checked BBC, they were still showing, like, I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't football. But there was a tweet saying we will come back onto air for the second half, and they are back. So, okay, well, that's cool. So, I mean, I can just watch this for the next 14 minutes or so. We are underway with Denmark versus Finland, and we've got we're into the second half, 4 minutes into the second half, and it is still 0-0. It's on BBC. Denmark game is on TV. It's on ABC One, says Retribution. Oh, BBC One. Yeah. When I checked, because I heard the players were walking back out, there was some, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like some, like, name that tune kind of a show. Do you know what I mean? Like, they play music and they, like, ask you, name that tune kind of a thing. And I was like, oh, perhaps they're just done with it for today or something. I don't know. But no, they've gone back to it now. So BBC One here in the UK has got Denmark versus Finland. And ITV, which is like our second biggest channel, has got Belgium versus Russia. Bembo says, Mbolo caught my eye after the Wales-Switzerland game. Could be good for a mid-table Premier League club. Yes, good point. I don't think that he's going to get you many points in, like, when I talk about... maybe I should have specified that, but when I talk about players that catch the eye, I'm probably talking more about the fantasy game. I'm probably talking more about who's going to get you mad points rather than who's going to be good for a mid-table team. But no, you are right. He did look very interesting. WWE Kid Reaction. We got no vacancies at the moment, bud. Harley says ITV looks way better than BBC. Anything on Brock's return? Will he work with Paul Heyman now? Nothing. No news. I haven't seen it. In fairness, I haven't seen any wrestling news today. But I haven't really been looking, to be honest. Obviously, I have a quick look on Twitter, and if I get sent anything, then I obviously, tweet it out or make a little note. But no, I think it's been relatively quiet. So I have been focused on UFC and obviously the games. So my focus has been there. Kind of being pulled in a few different directions at the moment. But that's cool. Denmark with a beautiful shot just outside the box, and it goes over the bar. Haunted Radio said one player that's certainly going to catch the eye is Jadon Sancho for United. I hope he does go to United. I would love to see him there. I really wanted him last summer. I was surprised when we got that Amad Diallo and Palestri. I think we spent like 40 million on Amad. And honestly, you kind of look at it now and you think, was that money well spent? I'm not too sure. Like, I'm sure he is going to be promising for the future. And he might be the kind of player that goes to Dortmund. But I kind of feel like we maybe shouldn't be spending money on the future right now when we've got problems in the present. I kind of feel like we need a central defender, we need a central defensive midfielder, we need a right winger. We've got one more year of Cavani, like Pogba might be going. I kind of have a look at a few problems and I'm like, not sure I would have spent that 40 million on a 18-year-old right winger that didn't play at all last season. Or if he did, it was very brief. And is not a starter for this season coming up either. So, yeah, I do question that. And don't even get me started on Van der Beek. I didn't think we needed him at the time. So, yeah, I thought that was a bit strange. But all that aside, I hope we get Sancho. I wanted him last year. I also heard Varane might be about 40 million for United, which would be good. And a really good central defensive midfielder as well is what we need. So, yeah, it's good to keep an eye out, actually, see if there's any little gems that get unearthed. But I think in this day and age, we probably know about everyone. I'm not sure there's going to be too many surprises. Harley said, I only have 2 points tomorrow. I've got 3 England players, 1 Croatia, 1 Netherlands, 1 Ukraine player. Very good. I still haven't been on. I mean, I went on and changed my captain and I changed one sub. I really need to go on and have a look at the team. CCSYT said, I've got 2,200 on Izzy tonight. I got a boost. It'll pay out 4k. So that is plus 1,800 USD. Do you think I'm looking good? Yes. I've got Izzy winning tonight. I've got Adesanya going over Vettori. I even watched their first game. And fun fact, I still don't remember it. I reckon I missed it. I don't know why. I don't know how. But I reckon I missed that match, that fight. I do not remember Adesanya Vettori. And I actually watched it because you can watch it for free on YouTube. And so I watched it. I was like, I still don't remember this. But I watched it. It was a very close fight. It was split decision. And I think this one's going to be quite close as well, actually. But I do fancy Adesanya. There might be a few moments that are a little bit nervy for you, though. But yeah, that's not a bad bet, that. Not bad at all. I'm going to be booing Lukaku, says Harley. Graham said, what are your thoughts on Sterling and Rashford starting alongside Kane? Sky Sports reported it earlier. Looks like Grealish will be left out. To be honest, I don't mind too much about this first game because I kind of feel that we need to just do whatever we need to do for this first game to get through. I think that Grealish can provide a moment of magic and potentially could, get us, unlock the defence. But honestly, we've got such an exciting attacking line. Like Grealish, coming on later in this game. I kind of feel that it's going to be quite nervy at the start. England do not start tournaments well. England at tournaments, at the start of tournaments in particular, are rubbish. We were saying this the other day. We keep drawing at the start of tournaments, and the last one we did manage to win, but it was like against Tunisia, and it was like the 92nd minute or something like this, and we managed to get the winner. And I could see tomorrow being another kind of frustrating. I do not expect England winning 2-0, 3-0 tomorrow. Croatia got to the final of the last World Cup. Croatia are a very good team. They're not one of the favourites to win this, but they've got very, very good players. They've got the best player in the world from 2018, Modric. He actually won the Ballon d'Or. He won that over Messi and Ronaldo, and that is the award that recognises the best player, and I'm sure it was 2018 that Modric won it. So they've got some fantastic talent. They reached the World Cup in 2018. That was the last tournament. They're a team that we've faced since, and we've done all right against. But this is not an easy game. This could easily be like one of our knockout opponents, I kind of feel like it's going to be close. I think it's going to be nervy. I think they're going to have chances. I think we're going to have chances. And honestly, getting through the first half and it being 0-0 and then having a fresh Jack Grealish to bring on, it's pretty special, isn't it? That's pretty sweet. I don't mind. I mean, if Southgate wants to start with Grealish, then fine. If he wants to bring Grealish on, then fine. I mean, I'll be disappointed if he doesn't appear at all. But I'm not going to be one of these England fans that'll be like, oh, stupid Southgate doesn't know what he's doing. You got to start Grealish. I've seen so many people give so many different teams that I think we've all got a slightly different opinion on what England should look like. I think everyone, this is the thing about the England team. They've got, certainly at the forwards, they've got so many options that there's so many different combinations that people are coming up with. I mean, I was listening to Lineker, Shearer, and it was the podcast they do, the Match of the Day podcast, Micah Richards. And they were saying we should have Sancho, so we should have, obviously, our defence, then Rice, and it should be Sancho, Foden, Mount, Grealish, and Kane, and you go, yeah, man, that is so exciting. Sancho, Mount, Foden, Grealish, and Kane. I love that, with Rice just behind. It's very attacking, very creative. Is that the right team to go against Croatia? Probably not. Unless you're just going to go, should we just go for it? And see what happens? Should we just see if we can just score more goals than them? But just look at that creativity. Sancho, Foden, Mount, Green. That is just sexy. I'll tell you what's sexy as well. A goal for Finland. A goal for Finland. Well, that's not going to help Eriksson, is it? Oh, my God. Finland have got a goal. The celebrations from the players are a little bit muted. There's a little bit of looking around, but I don't know. I think they're being quite respectful, to be honest. I think because of what's happened, like, in all fairness, the fans aren't. They're just like, yeah! But the Finland players, so the ball's whipped in. It's a header. It's right at Kasper Schmeichel. He not a great job there. And I think it kind of... it's really unlucky, actually. He heads it. So the ball's whipped in. It's a simple header. He heads it. It bounces just in front of Kasper Schmeichel. Bounces between, like, his hip. So he's kind of like... It kind of goes in between here. So it's... Yeah, look, goes up. Yeah, he's just not judged the bounce, and it's not a great look. It's not a great look for Kasper Schmeichel at all. But I do feel a bit sorry for him because it's coming and he's kind of got it, bounces up and just kind of goes in, and it's just a horrible bounce. It's 60th minute. Finland take a 1-0 lead. Wasn't expecting that. No one tell Eriksson. Oh my God. He's trying to recover. Day's players are about to walk out for the Belgium game. Thank you. Well, look at that. At least we got to see a sexy goal, eh? Okay, so we've got the Belgium national anthem right now. It was awkward, but Kasper should have saved it. Yes. Strange comment coming from a Scotland fan, but I am cheering England against Croatia and Czech Republic. I hope those two teams struggle to get points. Graham, shout out to you. Yeah, I mean, I really like... I'm going to be cheering as well for Scotland. I mean, I hope you get points against those. I'd love it to be England-Scotland that go through. Let Croatia go through third or something, you know. Or even better, go home. So, yeah, I'll be cheering for you guys. I think you've got quite a task. But I don't know that your task is any harder than Wales. I think Wales have got a hell of a task. I mean, they've drawn their first game and now they've got to face Turkey and Italy. Whereas I feel that Czech Republic, you know, are there for the taking. Croatia's going to be tricky. England's going to be tricky. But you'll be right up for that England game, wouldn't you? You'll be right up for that England game. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Austin, shout out to you. Miss Clown 1 says, here we go. The excitement is building. The first game that we are covering on the Euros. It is very, very exciting. Yeah, I am looking forward to this. And I think this is where that fantasy game kind of really kicks in. There is, if you go to the community tab on the channel, you can actually find the code and you can type that in and you could join our fantasy league. I haven't actually gone on and looked at results and seen how people are doing yet. In fairness, I'm not going to kind of analyse it that much. I'm just going to kind of play it for the group bit, see how it goes after that. Still a long, long way to go. I mean, this is only day 2. So, yeah, I'm not going to get too bogged down in points or anything at this stage. But, yeah, if you want to join our league, I'm playing as well. The code is in the community tab. But I do think it really adds a lot to these games because, like, normally I'd watch this and it'd be like, all right, Belgium, best team in the world. They've got one of the most informed strikers in Lukaku and fully expect him to be on the end of a lot of goals. We could have a look at their qualifying, actually. But the fact that I, like, you know, have got him in my fantasy team and everything, I think it really does help. It's... just adds a bit more fun. So, in the qualifying, Lukaku scored 7. Belgium played 10, won 10, scored 40, conceded 3. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? Scored 40, conceded 3 in 10 goals. That's 4 goals a game. What the flip? They beat San Marino 9-0. They beat Russia 3-1. Oh, so they had Russia already. So they had Russia in their qualifying group. They beat them 3-1 and they beat them 4-1. They beat them 4-1 away, and that was not that long ago. So, again, to put it into context, they've played them twice recently, and they won 3-1 and 4-1 Belgium. So, feeling pretty good that they should be able to do it again. WWE Central says, did you see the Denmark incident? What did you think about it? I did. I was obviously very concerned. Thankfully, there was an image going around about 5 minutes after it happened that showed he was responsive. He had his eyes open. He was sat up on a stretcher. Kind of retweeted it, and I said, I was trying to be really careful with it, 'cause, like, you don't know if someone has not photoshopped it or messed around with it, but, you know, is it, like, from a different game, or, I don't know. I don't know. I was like, look, this looks promising. This is doing the rounds right now, so it looks promising. But I don't know any more than that. Nothing official has been said. So I was just trying to be a little careful with it. But I felt good having seen this image doing the rounds. And obviously it felt like it was from that game. But I was looking to see if I could find any little clues or anything, you know. But yeah, obviously then we got the statement and that's all good. So yeah, shocking. I mean, I don't know that I've seen anything like that in any football tournament. I can't give you any other examples of that happening. Days, every time a goal is scored, you should open a pack. I can't, dude. I can't, because all of that stuff's being given away. I shouldn't have opened as many packs as I did. Right, we are underway with Belgium versus Russia. And obviously one of the names that isn't on the team sheet is De Bruyne, which won't come as a massive surprise. De Bruyne obviously went down. In fact, we've got a player down here. Russian player. Responsive and whatever, but and he's getting back up to his feet. Looks like there was a slight collision with Lukaku. Is that Lukaku? No, it's Mertens. Yeah, he's back up on his feet. So, no De Bruyne, but I would expect to see him very soon. One of the best players in the world. Obviously, we've got Vertonghen, fantastic defender, but he is 34 now. And Eden Hazard as well in that kind of midfield. Plays for Real Madrid, struggling a little bit. Not sure where he's going to move to. I don't think he'll be staying at Real Madrid for long, but when he's on his game, he is like one of the best players in the world. Tielemans for Leicester, absolutely fantastic. I mean, you can just go through the team. Their attacking line is brilliant. But I must admit, I do look at the team and I do think, you know, without De Bruyne, I kind of look at it and think, I reckon they're there for the taking. You know, if England had Belgium, we were doing the predictions the other day, and I actually said I could see Italy getting past Belgium. And there was a few people in the chat that were like, nah, I'm not sure. And I was like, no, I think they could. And I really stand by it. I think that if Italy face Belgium in the knockouts, I think Italy goes through. Are you covering UFC? Yes, we are. Yes, we are doing UFC, of course. We always do UFC. 3 England players on my team are Henderson, Sterling, and Foden. Who do you have for England? I think I've only got Kane. Because I honestly don't know who's going to make up the midfield. I know that reports are that Sterling's going to be playing, but I didn't want to risk it when I picked the team. So, ball goes out. The ball's just bouncing around the midfield at the moment. You should order Match Attacks football packs and then open them during the Euro streams. Are there Euro cards? That might be quite fun. I'd be down for doing that. Can you get Euro cards? You should be able to, shouldn't you? Let me have a quick look. I'll have a look at that. Euro 2020 Tops. Let's see if Tops do any Euro 2020 cards. They do. Well, there's Panini stickers. Is it just stickers, is it? Stickers are cool. I don't mind stickers, but I probably prefer cards, to be honest, over stickers. I have seen those stickers everywhere, actually, so I know they're probably the thing, aren't they? But, yeah, I was just looking to see... Oh, what are these? Trading cards, yes. They do, trading cards. Okay, might be interesting. Might have a look, see if I can get some of them. Be worth getting, wouldn't it? Because, you know, when England win the tournament, I'm going to want as much Euro 2020 stuff as possible. Like, my house will be decorated in Euro 2020. Because I'll just want to live every day remembering the moment that England won the Euros. So, yeah, it's probably wise to start collecting it now, actually. Ball goes out of play. We're, you know, only a few minutes into the game at the moment. But if you are just joining us, it is 0-0. I probably should put that score up on screen. The mother said, are you doing the England game tomorrow? Yes, 100%, of course. Of course. I've been looking forward to this England game for years. I mean, seriously, we thought this tournament was going to be last year. I was looking forward to this game last year. So, yeah, it's good that it's here now. Still 1-0 to Finland. Did not expect that. I wonder how much the Eriksen thing is affecting this. I wonder how much the Eriksen thing is, you know, causing them to not be thinking straight, or I don't know. I don't know if they'll pin it on that, or I don't know. Is it just that Finland are a bit better than I'm thinking? Right, ball played back into the Belgium half and passed across the back line. Days, what happens to the team that wins and the team that loses? So at the moment, we're in the group stages. So every team is going to play 3 games. That's guaranteed. Every team will play three games because there's 4 teams in a group. So you have to play everyone else that's in your group. So in England's group, for example, Croatia, Scotland, Czech Republic. So 100%, England will play Croatia. They will play Scotland. They will play the Czech Republic. Then after you've played the 3 teams, then it all comes down to how many points you've got. You get no points if you lose, 1 point if you draw, 3 points if you win. So it all comes down to the points. The team with the most points is in first place. The team with the second most points is in second place. Third most points, third place. Least amount of points is in last. Last goes home. First and second automatically goes through. And the 4 teams that finish in third place, because there's 6 groups. So there's 6 groups, and the 4 teams that get the most points in third, they go through as well. So all the 4th teams go home, a couple of the third place teams, but everyone else goes through. So at this stage, we're just trying to figure out how the groups are going to look. So yeah, it's good. It's interesting. But if you lose, it's not the end of the road. It's just, you know, just means you're going to have to work really hard with your next 2 games to get the points needed to ensure that you definitely go through. But this is just a good opportunity to kind of look at the team, see how they set up, see how they play. You know, does anyone have a nightmare? I mean, just think of what we've seen so far. We've seen so far we've had 3 games. We've had a fantastic Italy performance. We've had Wales in action, which is obviously big for us here in the UK. So Wales in action and managing to get a draw as well, which was a bit of a surprise. Denmark, I mean, need I say any more about what happened in the Denmark game? And now here we are with the number 1 team in the world. So this is game number 4. Belgium versus Russia. We're 7 minutes in. Still 0-0. No real chances. Ball kind of is right back in the Belgium half at the moment. And it's a throw-in. headed by a Russia player, and the ball is kicked to the halfway line. So at the moment, nothing of significance to really talk about. I do think, nice kick by Russia though, but just sails out of play. Lukaku? Are you guys ahead of me? Because at the moment, I'm still well back. At the moment, we've just got... how far behind are you? Well, I don't know. Hang on, I'm going to refresh. Maybe I'm really far behind. I'm refreshing it now. I'm on a terrible Blood Bowl 2 losing streak. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, you're right. I was a minute behind. I have no idea why. So they're saying that he was in an offside position, but the goal has been given. So it is Lukaku on 10 minutes. So Belgium have scored. Let's go. And it is Lukaku. Yeah, for some reason I was about a minute behind. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. We're there, and it's a goal for Lukaku, and I'm definitely feeling that. Lukaku after 10 minutes. If you've got Lukaku in your fantasy team, you're going to be feeling pretty good right now. Pretty. Sad news about the one game. Yes. I just reached 12 minutes. I'm on 11 and a half. I think it's because I'm watching it on the internet. So I'm watching it on... I'm not watching it on the TV. I'm actually watching it on the internet through, like, a website. Legal. But, yeah, I think that's where my problem's coming from, is I've got a slight delay. I might have to have a look at changing that for the next game. Because we are going to want to be live as live can be for that England game, let me tell you. And we will be. I had Lukaku. Shout out to you, Austin. I hope you made him captain. You get double points. And considering there's only like 12 minutes gone, there's a good chance. There's a good chance that he is going to get some more here. So they played him twice in qualifying. They won 3-1 and they won 4-1. As we said, Lukaku scored 7. And I think there's a good chance that he could get a few here. And if he does, that's going to be... the only problem is, I think a lot of people have gone with Lukaku. Lukaku really is one of the most informed strikers in the world. Playing for playing for the number one team in the world. So I would imagine that a lot of people, the majority of people, have gone for Lukaku. Days, it wasn't offside because before Lukaku could touch the ball... Oh, hello. Russia trying to get into Belgium's penalty area, but I think, is that run out for a corner? No, I think he does touch it. It wasn't offside because before Lukaku could touch the ball, the defender got back. The defender touched it whilst headering it to Lukaku. Okay. I did make him my captain. Good work. Good work, Austin. Ball whipped him. Headed straight at the goalkeeper. But that was good by Russia. Courtois just very comfortable. Nice height. No drama. But at least getting a shot on target. So, not a bad little game already. This 13 minutes in. first 9 minutes or so, we weren't seeing much in the way of chances, and then Lukaku obviously getting the goal, and now Russia heading a ball on target, and lovely build-up play by Belgium. Belgium play from the back. They've got technicians all over the park, and they are a very patient side. They're a very patient side. They like to build up the right way. Try and use the width as well. You'll see a lot of crosses. But it's a Belgium throw-in at the moment in their own half, and gives the ball away to a Russian player. That was a terrible throw. Who is your favourite player? I don't know, that I have particularly a favourite player. I support England, and, whoever's going to represent them is going to be who I'll support. I've got respect for Rashford, because obviously what he's done off the field as well. But I don't know that I've got a favourite player. Let me know in the chat who's your favourite player. Who's the player that you love to watch? Who's the player that you really enjoy tuning in and seeing? I would struggle to give you a name, to be honest. I mean, I suppose one of the names that does come to mind is Bellingham. And the reason why I say Bellingham is because he was actually born in the same town as me. And it's a very small town, Stourbridge. And he is 17. He's got the world at his feet. I mean, he's 17 years old and he's representing England. And this is his first tournament. He's someone that I don't think has really broken through yet. If you ask the average person about Bellingham in England, I don't think they would know who he is. Because we haven't really seen much of him yet. But I think if he gets time, you will know of him after this tournament. I mean, a 17-year-old... that can really be the engine room of the midfield. He can defend, he can attack, he can be all over the pitch. He likes to get involved, he wants the ball, he's young, he's hungry. If I had to pick someone that I was keeping an eye on, it would be Bellingham. Aguero, says Harley. Lewandowski, yeah, what a player. Saka, says Liam. Amir, will you do Croatia, England, and NXT TakeOver in your house? Yes. Austin said, my favourite player is Ronaldo, but I don't know why. Gareth Bale. Phil Jones, no cap, says Brandon. Fair play. CR7. James Maddison, says Noah. I was a little surprised that he didn't make the team. I was a little surprised. Maybe not the 26, but I was surprised he didn't make the 33. But, it's gone to Lukaku. Powering forward. Lukaku just striding into the Finland penalty box. Finland. Got them on the brain. Into the Russia penalty box. Plays the ball back. Looked like he might have got an assist there. But ball goes over. I can tell you that in that Denmark-Finland game, it's still 1-0 Finland in the 82nd minute. So they've got 8 minutes left in that game. Kimmich. My favourite is the frozen penguin of Antarctica. Do you take Ronaldo or Messi? Probably Ronaldo, personally. I'm a Man United fan, so the fact he's got that connection to United, I think, maybe just gives him the edge. I also think the fact that he was able to do it at an international level, I think it kind of, there's really not much between them when you look at like their club careers. And I kind of feel like they're both, fantastic, of course, like right up there with, greatest of all time conversations. For me, it comes down to the fine margins, and it might just be their international careers that separate them. Plus, I'm going to be biased because Ronaldo played for United. So I would lean that way for that reason. Are you doing Belgium-Russia tonight? Yes. We're all over that game. The ball in the midfield at the moment. How do you feel about David De Gea, asks Mac. I like David De Gea. I really like him. I would, if I was the Man United manager, I would sell Henderson. I would sell De Gea. I would try and get Oblak, or I would try and see if there's... I think Donnarumma's already gone, hasn't he? Donnarumma. I think he's already been snapped up. But if we can't get like Oblak, I would try and keep De Gea, to be honest. The reason that I like De Gea, but I would still get rid of him, is because I think Oblak you can get for quite cheap. And I think that you'd get some good money for De Gea, and I think you'd get even more money for Henderson. And right now, you know, if we were able to bring in a goalkeeper of the quality of Oblak, I think that he's right up there with like De Gea. So I'd be really, really tempted to try and get some money out of that goalkeeping situation. And then hopefully get a centre-back, get a central defensive midfielder, get Sancho, and then, you know, see what money's left over. Because we're going to need, very, very soon, we are going to need a world-class striker. The rumours are that they're going to go for Haaland next year at Man United. Now, that's going to be serious money. I think he might even have a buyout clause in his contract. That's the only thing, but it's still going to be serious money because his wages are going to be serious money and the signing on fee and all that kind of stuff. So even if his release clause is like, I don't even know what it is, but 70 million or something like this, I'd imagine you're still pushing 100 million. So I kind of feel like it'd be good to get a Sancho, get Varane. I mean, there's 120. We're going to need a quality central defensive midfielder. That's going to be serious. Rice is going to set you back about 80, maybe even more. There's rumours we were interested in Grealish as well. Don't know where that's come from. I can't see that. No way we've got money for that. There's no way. So, do I like De Gea? I do, but I am also at the point where I would cash in on him if I could get some, you know, decent money for him. If you're only going to get like 10 million, then no, forget it. But, you know, if you can get 20 million plus somewhere for David De Gea, I know he's like, what, 32? But goalkeepers, you know, he's still got another 5 years. Goalkeepers can go till like, you know, late 30s, really. I think if De Gea was still playing at 36, 37, I don't think anyone would be surprised. Maybe you'd struggle to get 20 million for him now, and, you know, if that's the case, then I'd definitely keep De Gea. Henderson, I would cash in on. I think he's a brilliant goalkeeper, and you can say he's the future or whatever, but I think you'd get some serious money for Henderson because he's English. Russia have got the ball at the moment in Belgium's half, looking to whip it in. Not bad, headed away. We're 20-odd minutes into this, about 22, 23 minutes in. Goodbye, Russia, at the moment. They're on the ball, gets bundled over. I think the ref didn't mind that. Into Lukaku, played over. Lukaku trying to get it, looking for it, is screaming for it, Lukaku, but ball bounces out. Looks like it's gone out for a corner. So halfway through the first half, and yeah, not all Belgium. It's not as if Belgium have had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. So certainly not all Belgium, but looking very, very good. Looking very good still. Very, you know, I fancied them to take this 2-0. Something along those lines, maybe 3-0. I mean, it was 1 after 10 minutes, so can't really be critical. But Russia are definitely in this game. They're trying to counter-attack here. Ball at the halfway line. A couple of players go down. Just going back over to the other game, it's still 1-0 to Finland in the 88th minute. So a couple of minutes left to go over in the Denmark-Finland game. Days, I didn't pick Lukaku. I went with Mbappe instead. I've also got Ronaldo. Imagine if I had Lukaku along with them. But I have no money. You would get more than 20 million for De Gea. He has a few years left on his contract, so will still demand a high transfer fee, says Graham. Yeah, I get that. I get what I've said is a bit maybe controversial. I think a lot of people would rather have Henderson stay with United and sell De Gea, but I personally would lose them both. I think that I really think you can get. I think there are quality keepers out there that you can get relatively cheap. I mean, Donnarumma just went for free. So, it would have been great if we'd have got him. If we'd have got him and then we sold Henderson and De Gea and we managed to generate, say, 50 million, 60 million, 70 million, who knows? 20 million for De Gea and 50 for Henderson. So you get you've got one of the greatest keepers in the world in Donnarumma. You've just generated 70 million. I mean, that to me is good business. That to me is good business smarts right there. We need that money. Like, you could argue, like, at least 4 players, maybe even 5. And we just don't have the budget for that. I think we got about... the rumours I've heard is Man United have got 150 million. But if you think Sancho alone is going to set us back 80, 90, that's going to leave you 60 million. 60, 70 million for, like, a centre-back, which Varane... We want Varane, who is going to be about 50, I think. 40 to 50 for Varane. Probably more 50. That leaves 10 million for a central defensive midfielder. Now, granted, apparently we're looking at selling Lingard. We're looking at selling Martial. We're looking at selling Phil Jones, if anyone will buy him. There's a few players that we'll look to sell. But, if there's any way of, like, generating more money, then I think we could really do with it. Because I sort of feel like, we finished second last year, and we need to make that push. Like, we really do need to invest in the squad here. It's kind of like, I don't want to say a now or never, but, we've got Fernandes. We're in a really good spot. Like, we just finished second. There's a little bit of momentum. Kind of want to kick on this summer. This is a big summer for Man U. So, yeah, we keep messing around with the transfer windows, and we can't mess this one up. But fun fact, we absolutely will. 27 minutes gone so far, and Belgium have got the ball. Again, we're around the halfway line. Donnarumma signed with PSG. I can't believe PSG are getting all these free players. Well, actually, I can't believe all these foreign teams are getting all these free players. Is it the weather? Is that what it comes down to? Has football just resulted in weather now? Like, if somewhere's got good weather, then the players go... Because I don't think Paris has got good weather, has it? But why is Donnarumma gone there for free? Like, it's always Barcelona, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain that get all these free players. Aguero has just gone for free. Hasn't Wijnaldum just left? Who's just left Liverpool for free? People are leaving UK clubs for free. What's going on? What's happening? All these players are leaving for free. When did this become a thing? So English clubs have to pay like crazy money, and we're just giving away quality players for free. So I don't get it. I don't understand. But yeah, Donnarumma gone to PSG for no fee. As we said, Aguero just left Man City. Gone to Barcelona, I think it was. Although, shot from the outside. Oh, just sails over. Just sails over. He went PSG as well. PSG have got some silly money. Yeah, but they're not spending it. Are they? UK has got good weather. It's cold here. I love the cold. Well, seems like footballers don't Trying to get Chris Hemsworth for 300,000. Austin said Finland have won. I tell you, that is a surprise. That is a surprise. I thought Finland. But the problem, I mean, how much has this affected them tonight? I don't know. I mean, like, Eriksson, it's worth mentioning, is Denmark's probably their best player. I mean, I had him in my fantasy team. So I thought Finland, you know, they'd be there for the taking. They've not made it to a championship before. This is their first. I think this is their first championship they've ever gone to. I mean, what a first game. This is their first championship, and in their first game, they've watched a player collapse. The second half was like an hour after the first half, and they've just won 1-0. I mean, what a story that first game is. Just seeing the scenes at the moment. The ball in the Belgium game's at the halfway line. The fans got their shirts off. They're celebrating like they've just won the thing. The manager was just being picked up in the air and everything. I must say, actually, they've just shown a different shot. A lot of the other players are quite reserved. But there was a bit there where the manager was being picked up and they were like proper, you know, in celebratory mood. Because that is a huge win for them. Make no mistake about it. That is absolutely huge. I mean, that gives them 3 points. I mean, they won't get anything against Belgium. I don't know what they're going to do against Russia. But it's such a weird vibe, actually. Like, I think everything that's gone down in this game is just really... It's overshadowing the mood. Oh, it's just strange. Will Denmark look... I mean, like, the Danish papers tomorrow are going to be so interesting because should they have carried on with that game? Yeah, they're saying it's really hard to get perspective on this game because of what happened. It's really hard to figure out, you know, is Finland good? Is Denmark bad? Was it the disruption? Are you streaming Croatia or England? Yes. And NXT, yes. Think about standing there 20 minutes seeing your teammate fight for their life. They are winners, only playing the game till the end. Barcelona can't spend any big transfer fees, so they put all their funds into wages. PSG will spend what they need to as they're desperate to win the Champions League. Yeah, it's crazy to me. I don't see English teams getting all these great free transfers. What I see is English teams having to spend loads and loads of money to bring in like players. But then you just look at Real Madrid and you look at Barcelona and they're just picking up these amazing players for free. And it's like, how's this right? This doesn't seem right. This doesn't feel like a level playing field. Like, I understand teams that have got loads of money, spending that money. You know, how is that fair? I get that. But how is it fair when players are moving, great players are moving for free? That doesn't seem right. Seems sus. Seems suspect to me. Not sure. Don't know. Don't like it. Everyone who chose Lukaku tonight, unite. What, is it a second goal? Hang on. Well, I must be so behind here. The ball is over on the left. It's whipped in. And it is Mertens. But, so it is 2-0 to Belgium. Unfortunately, it is not Lukaku. Yeah, I mean, Belgium are storming this right now. So 2-0 for Belgium. It's Lukaku, and that was Mertens that scored that one. Is it Mertens? Pogba is free next season. Poor defending from Russia. It's Mignolet, actually. Hey, that's quite good. There'll be quite a few people that I think will have maybe got Mignolet. Russia coming straight down the other end, though. Ball played across. Mignolet in the 33rd, I think it was. You're behind. I am behind. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. I'm definitely going to have to change this for the next game. But this is our first game, so lesson learned. I just clearly can't rely on watching it online. I've got to watch it via the TV. Callum, shout out to you. Right, let's get back to the chat. Yeah, Callum, appreciate it, dude. Ball whipped in again, goes into the Russian penalty box, and they clear. Days, you're going to get a lot of points. You got a goal, and you're probably going to get man of the match because of Lukaku. To be honest, yeah, I mean, it's cool and everything, but I do think that a lot of people are going to have him. I know you don't, Harley. That's cool, but I think quite a few people will. So I think that it's one of those, isn't it? It's great to have the points, but if a lot of people are getting them, it's... Days, I sent you something on Twitter, but you did not see it. I'm watching on the ITV Hub app. Yeah, that's what I'm watching it on, and mine, for whatever reason, seems to be just a little bit behind. No biggie. It's only a minute, but it feels like longer when everyone's celebrating in the chat, and I'm like, the ball still hasn't gone in the net yet. So it's worth mentioning that when Lukaku scored, apparently he ran over to the camera and he said, "Chris, I love you." So a message to Christian Eriksen from Lukaku. That should help get him man of the match right there. So Mignolet with the goal. I don't know who got the assist, in honesty. Anyone know who picked up the assist for that one? But I mean, it is looking very, very good for Belgium here, and I think they're going to be right up for this now because they can afford to just go for it now, just really attack now. They've got a nice little cushion. Their teammates are Inter, says Callum. Ball is whipped in. Russia bounces along the line and it goes out. Apparently there was offside flag. Amir said that is pure respect. David said, I've got Mignolet in my fantasy team. Hey, that was a good pick. That was a very, very good pick. I had 13 for the Finland goalkeeper, but I didn't put him in. I had Schmeichel, and he got me 2. You can change players. You can make substitutions to swap them. Portugal won the Euros last year. Conor Cody plays for Wolves, which is basically Portugal. He's bringing the Portugal spirit over to England, and therefore it's coming home, says Professional Pinman. The By Wonder Robin got the assist, says Miss Clown 1. We've got Belgium again. We've got 7 minutes left of this first half. 2-0 to Belgium. Quite comfortable at the moment. I mean, to be honest, it's a little bit concerning because they have not been brilliant. They just seem to be like in first gear, really. Like this is all so effortless for them. Mignolet playing it into the centre. trying to move forward, but Belgium get the ball. It falls back to Russia, but Belgium get it back. We've gone back to the halfway line now, and just being played around that back line a little bit. Bruno Fernandes, masterclass this tournament. Trust me, says Callum. Well done to Lukaku for his message to Eriksen. That's class, isn't it? So the ball being played around that back line, and they're trying to find a nice ball forward. Looking for Lukaku. Ooh, goes down in the penalty area, but referee not interested. Belgium looking for a penalty there. Charging forward. I mean, this team, you drop De Bruyne in this team. So effortless at the moment for them. Can England win the Euros? Absolutely. Absolutely, they can win. I had Castagna, but he went off injured for Munier. Yeah, England absolutely can. I think they're a very exciting team. They're going to have to be brave at times. They're going to have to weather a few storms. They're going to need a little bit of luck. This is not going to be easy. We were doing the predictions, and we were going through the next round, and it's like you look at the teams that they could face, you know, the likes of Italy, who were phenomenal yesterday. The likes of Belgium that are winning 2-0 so effortlessly. The likes of France, of course, the current world champions. Like, all of these are teams that, you know, we are going to face at least one or two of these teams, regardless of whether we finish first, second, or third. Like, it's going to be hard for England. But, you know, this is what I'm saying. Can they beat these teams on their day? Yes, absolutely. We just had 3 English teams in the 2 European finals, didn't we? Man United getting to the Europa League final, and of course Chelsea taking on Man City in the Champions League final. And all of those teams had plenty of English representatives. So that added in with the fact we got to the semi-finals of the last World Cup, added into the fact that we're even stronger now, added into the fact that... you know, we've seriously got one of the best attacks in all of this tournament. I mean, as great as Lukaku is, would I swap him for Harry Kane? I don't know that I would. Harry Kane got the most goals and the most assists in the Premier League last year. I mean, that is serious. That is serious. He scored the most goals and created the most goals as well. In the same person, in the same season, in the English Premier League last year. And he is England's captain and main striker. So, you know, he alone is a massive factor. But just behind him, you've got Foden, you've got Grealish, you've got Mount, you've got Sancho, you've got Rashford, you've got Sterling. You look at that and you're like, this is just disgusting. This is just disgusting. And then you got Declan Rice, who's one of the best central defensive midfielders. I honestly don't mind our defence. Our defence, I think, gets a bad rep, but I don't mind it. If Maguire can get back fit, I don't mind Maguire. He throws up some good numbers for United. I just think that because of how much Man United spent on him, it kind of didn't. He wasn't Virgil van Dijk. Let's put it that way. I think the only way he could have lived up to that, like, was it 80-odd million that Man U spent on him? The only way he could have lived up to that was if he was going to be Virgil van Dijk, and he wasn't. But we're saying that he's not the greatest central defender in the world. But you know what? He's really good. He's really, really good. He's really solid. Plays the ball out well. Can read a tackle. He does the job really well. So I like Maguire. Stones has had a good season for City, but always a concern for England. But I really like Ben White. Big rumours that Ben White could be going to Arsenal this summer. So I've been singing his praises quite a bit, Ben White. So I don't know if you would play Maguire and White, because I think they're both right-footed, and you probably need a left-footed player. Although, is Maguire left-footed? Maybe you could play both of them. But either way, I think we've got some options. And then, of course, Shaw, Walker, Chilwell, Reece James. Like, our defence is all right. It's not the strongest part of our team, but it's all right. I think bringing in White was a good decision. I think a lot of people wanted Ward-Prowse, and I agree with it, but I think Ward-Prowse should have been in over Henderson. I'm not sure that Henderson is fit. I think if I was Southgate, I would have put in Ward-Prowse over Henderson. I still would have took Henderson, but he wouldn't have played. I would have had him as like a coach. Kind of, have him help out training. Have him doing stuff like that. I want you to come along. I want you to be a part of the team. I'll make sure that you get a winner's medal, but you're not playing and you're not part of the squad. But I want... all you keep hearing is how much of a voice he is. He's the kind of guy that you want in and around the locker room. He's the kind of guy you want on the training pitch. He's the kind of leader that you want. And granted, you might miss having it on the actual pitch during a game, but you can have him around all the rest of the time. And I think Ward-Prowse with his dead balls and his free kicks, I think would have been really, really useful. What time is the UFC stream starting? Do you know, I'm not 100% sure. It'll start when UFC starts. Because I do want to just make sure that I get another coffee and get myself sorted for that stream tonight. Big stream tonight. Big UFC tonight, of course. If you are wondering what's happening in the game, it's kind of drifted a little bit. No real opportunities. And as a result, it just looks like it's probably going to get to half-time. There's about 3 minutes, 3 minutes left to go. Looks like we're going to get to half-time 2-0. 11 o'clock, so right now the UFC stream will start in 2 hours 10 minutes. The winner of the Euros should be gifted the European title from WWE. Harley, shout out to you. Ward-Prowse isn't a like-for-like swap for Henderson. Well, Henderson tends to sit deeper, doesn't he? And I think Ward-Prowse tends to come forward a bit more. But I understand. The thing is, we've got Phillips and we've got Rice. And I don't know that we needed... I suppose you could look at it and say, well, cover and all of that. But I just think that Ward-Prowse... You could have put Ward-Prowse next to Rice, and that would have been cover. I think Ward-Prowse can tackle. He might not be a defensive midfielder, but he can do box-to-box duties. But I just think certainly in that game against Romania as well, his free kicks were so dangerous. I do think that we're going to get quite a few free kicks in this tournament. I think that Grealish is very, very tricky. Lovely shot there. Straight over the bar, though, by Belgium. So that was nice. They were playing it just around the outside of the Russian penalty box, and the ball just goes sailing over. So, I got about a minute or so to go in this half. Joe Wilcox should be in the England squad. Austin said, Days, if England win tomorrow, will your reaction be bigger than when Thug Rose won the title? I don't know, to be honest, because it depends how it happens. I mean, I kind of feel like when we score, I will probably give a big reaction, naturally. But who knows? Who knows how the game's going to go? I don't know. Ball whipped in for Russia in the penalty box. Who do you think will be in the final and who could win the Euros? It depends how the groups finish. I mean, we did a big 2-hour prediction video, and I think I gave you my honest thoughts, and I think I had it France-Portugal as the final, with France winning. But there was a way that England reached the final that I felt very comfortable with. I think if England finish third and they get through, I think that was how I had them getting to the final. I think one of England's easiest routes was if they finished third and they were one of the 4 with the most points. Obviously, England can't think that way. They need to win the group and just momentum, win their games, focus on themselves, focus on their performance. Like, you can't mess around. So, I'm certainly not saying we should finish third. But I'm just saying, if England have a mare and they do finish third, it's not the end of the world. The problem is their mentality then. The problem becomes, well, if they've had a mare in the group, if they've lost 2, won 1, and that was good enough to get them third and they've got through, it's not great momentum, is it? It doesn't put them in a great mindset. So I kind of feel like, they need to just focus on themselves, get the job done. And honestly, I'm feeling pretty good for them in the group. I do think there's a chance they finish second in the group. I was saying in that prediction video, if they finish first, then I think the next game is at Wembley. But it would just be the most English thing in the world to not be at Wembley for the next game. If you finish first, you get to play at home. If you finish second or third, you don't. So, of course, we're going to finish second or third. Of course we are. I mean, you can see it a mile away. You can absolutely see it a mile away. Unless this is a different England, a successful England, an England that's going to go and get the job done. But the England I know and love, if there's a difficult way, they'll find it. It is half-time, and 2-0 to Belgium. I think that they're in first gear. I don't think Belgium have got out of first gear. I think that they're just going through the motions, putting a bit of pressure on Russia, finding a few opportunities. They've not had tons of shots. We should be able to get some stats, actually. Let's take a little gamble here. Let's have a little look around, because sometimes there's a few stats. Formation. Let's click on matches. Let's go back into this. Yes, I've got some numbers. So I can tell you that shots on target, only 3 shots to 1 for Belgium. So Belgium have had 3 shots on target and they've scored 2. They've had 7 total shots, so 4 have gone wide, over or wide. They've had 68% possession. They've won 50-50 duels. So, and I kind of feel like they're just going through the motions. I mean, these numbers are good, but, first half they've had 3 shots on target. 68% possession is great. But to win 50% of the duels, you'd expect them to be a little bit better than that. So, yeah, I just kind of feel like, don't know, they're doing all right. I mean, they're doing really well. They're winning 2-0, but they can do so much more than this. And that is quite scary to think that. To think that they can deliver so much more than this and they're 2-0 up already. William Hensey says, love you, Days. We are occasionally watching along with your watch along over at Dave's. Hope you are well. William, shout out to you. Yeah, hope you're well. I know that Dave is streaming tonight as well. And I said to him, I was like, look, you do what you need to do. Because he can only do certain games because of his work. And to be honest, because of like UFC, for example, it's difficult to do like early games and stuff like that for me. So, he's had a look at it and gone, look, I can do these. I've had a look at it and gone, I can do these. And yeah, there's going to be like a fair few where we can only do the same game. So it's just one of them. Do you know what I mean? Everyone just do what you want to do. Live your lives. And definitely pop over and say hello to him. Tell him I say hello. Tell him I hope he's enjoying the game. I hope that what he's watching it on is not as behind as what I'm watching it on. So he was doing Italy. I don't know what he's got coming up actually, but I know he was doing Italy and Russia. No, Italy and Turkey yesterday. He did that one. We We didn't do that one. He did that one. But I think he will be doing some that we're not doing as well. So, I don't know. I do need to get a little schedule out. I've had a few people asking for that, but it's on my to-do list. So, yeah, half-time. I think that this is very encouraging for Belgium. Very, very encouraging. Hope you and Mum and Day's doing well. Wimford, shout out to you. Bradley said Lukaku is the GOAT. Who do you think starts in goal for England tomorrow? Pickford. I think Pickford starts in goal, personally. James Chadwick says life is too short. It is. I think we all got a reminder of that today with Christian Eriksen, and thankfully, obviously, everything looking positive there. Wrestling Kid, shout out to you. Graham said, I'm wondering if Finland could do an Iceland from the last tournament, get through the group and cause a shock. Well, it's funny you should say that, because I said that there would be an Iceland in this tournament. I was talking about that exact same thing in a prediction video. I was like, I think there will be an Iceland here, guys. And I said it would be North Macedonia. I did not say it would be Finland. Because I still don't know, to be honest. I don't know if Finland are seizing the day, taking the opportunity. We're here, we're living our best life. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if they've got it together and they've ground out a win and they're going to do it again and all this kind of... I don't know. Or is it because of what happened and the disruption, and was it a bit of a fluke? Were the Danish players not mentally quite there because of, understandably, what had happened? I can't get a read on it. What I do know is that North Macedonia beat Germany recently. And I think I also had a look. There was a great article that worked out the value of every player in the tournament, right? And how much they'd be worth, just roughly ballpark, yeah? And as a result, they could add up everyone's squad and work out how expensive all the squads were. Finland, I believe, were rock bottom. Out of all of the teams, Finland's squad is, you could buy it for like £1.50. And a bit of, chewing gum. It's like dirt cheap. I can hear you asking, but Days, who is the most expensive squad? Well, it's thanks for asking. It turned out to be England. England have actually got the most expensive squad. I think over France. I think France was second. And I think the English squad, I'm trying to remember, I think it was around 1.4 billion. If you wanted to buy the England team, not the 11 obviously, but the whole squad, you would need as your football team. You were starting a brand new football team, and you wanted the England squad. You would need to spend 1.4 billion for those players. 26 players would cost you 1.4 billion. So and I think France was about 1.2. So, losers! Stupid French. So, that's a victory, isn't it? It's coming home. It's coming. So, yeah. And as I said, I think Finland was like £1.75. You could have their squad. But hey, they've just ground out a 1-0 win. Fair play. Wimford said Patrick Bamford missed out. Bamford did miss out. Yeah, he was unlucky. Harley said your biggest reaction would be if England versus France and it's 2-1 France and then England score 2 goals. I just don't even know how I'd react. I think I'd faint. I'd either explode or faint. Charlie said, did you hear what happened to Eriksen? I did. Yes, I did. But thankfully, news is that he seems to be doing better. Would you like to see United sign Kasper Schmeichel? Yeah. Well, it's difficult because my favourite player ever is Peter Schmeichel, and I have right here his autobiography. Peter Schmeichel's autobiography. I've just got a little pile of books here, and it's constantly just staring at me. His autobiography, and there he is, holding up Doesn't quite work with the green screen, but you get the idea. The European Cup with Man United, 1999. One of the best nights ever. But, yeah, absolutely brilliant. I love Peter Schmeichel, the greatest goalkeeper in Premier League history. One of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. Maybe the greatest goalkeeper of all time. And his son, of course, going on to represent Denmark tonight. And that Leicester team that won the title and all of that. Blah, 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 blah. So would I like to see Kasper Schmeichel at Man United? Sure. Love Schmeichel. So I'd love to see his son, who is, I don't want to say as good, but right up there. Yeah. But the only thing is, I would want him for, free. Or I would want him for, 5 million, something like this. I really think there's some bargains out there when it comes to goalkeepers. I think that's Oblak is not going to cost too much. That's why I was mentioning him a lot earlier. And he's a fantastic keeper. And Donnarumma, as we mentioned, going for free. So, with goalkeepers, it's kind of a quirky, weird position. You don't always have to spend loads. Do you remember Chelsea spent 70, 80 million on, was it Kepa? And didn't work out. And then I think they got Mendy for 20 million or something. And he's been, they've won the Champions League. He's been so good for them. He's been absolutely brilliant. It's such a weird, quirky position, goalkeeper. I kind of feel like I would take Kasper Schmeichel, but I ain't spending 40, 50 million on him. I think he's 32, which isn't bad for a goalkeeper. He's still got another 5 years or so, but yeah, I ain't spending loads of money on Kasper Schmeichel. I would want something. I'd want something cheap. I met Brad Friedel once. You can imagine the height difference. Brad Friedel. I met David Seaman. In a phone shop. It was, in all fairness, this I think was in 2018 for the World Cup, and I was in Birmingham, and I walked past. I think it was 3, which is a phone shop in the UK. And I was walking past, and outside they had a chalkboard, and they'd drawn the England flag on, and it was World Cup special. Meet David Seaman today, and I was like, oh. And I looked in, and he was there. He was in the shop, just chatting to the staff. So I just went up and I went, can I have a picture? And it was yeah, sure. I was okay. I didn't know what to say. Because I'm not an Arsenal fan, so, I wasn't I don't know. But obviously I'm an England fan, and he was our goalkeeper in Euro 96. So, I mean, him in that Spanish penalty shootout at Euro 96, that was amazing. He in many ways, he was the England, I remember him more than I remember Peter Shilton. But fun fact, I've met Peter Shilton as well. Because I used to play in goals, so goalkeepers, that's kind of what I gravitate towards. So, yeah, I've met Shilton, I've met Seaman, but I've never met Peter Schmeichel. And that is something I would love. I would love to meet Peter Schmeichel. So, yeah. I'd love to meet Jude Bellingham as well. I was talking about him earlier. He comes from Stourbridge. I'd love to meet him and be have you ever been to the Crystal Leisure Centre? Have you ever been to this place and this place in Stourbridge? Did you ever play football in Swanpool Park? Because I used to live over the road. I'd just be talking to him about random places in Stourbridge, wanting to know if he's ever been to these places, because it will blow my mind. If he's ever been to the Crystal Leisure Centre, it will blow my mind. I've got Mbappe as top scorer, says David Connolly. Hayden said you were so lucky to meet him. I know, it was just completely random, but just walking down the road and boom, there he was, in a phone shop. It's like a little promotional thing, come and meet him. We've got him here for some reason. Do you want to meet him? I was yes, please. I would love to meet Dubravka. He is my favourite player in the world, says Crazy Ginger Jake Hold'em. Austin says, I've never met anyone famous. I mean, I used to go out of my way to do it. So I would go to the fan conventions They used to do a fantastic football fan convention. I think it was sponsored by Match of the Day, and they had it was brilliant. They had a stand that had loads of like the little collectible figures. Those guys were there. They had like Sabutio guys there, poster people. They had meet and greets. So, you know, at 2:00, that's where I met Peter Shilton. It's like at 2:00, meet Peter Shilton. At 3:00, meet such and such. It was done at the NEC in Birmingham. I think they did it in a few places. There was one in London as well. I think it was like Match of the Day live. But, I mean, we're going back to the 90s now. But I loved it. It was absolutely brilliant. Really good. I don't think they do, or to my knowledge, they don't do anything like that anymore. But they definitely should. There'd definitely be a market for it. People would love that. Go to like the convention centre and like meet in some footballers and whatever. People would love that. I'd love that. So certainly if they'd have Peter Schmeichel there, I'd love that. Right, we're about to get underway with the second half. And just waiting for things to get going here. And indeed they do. Let's change this over. Can't have incorrect information. It's not the first half anymore. Second half. Oh, I keep going. I've got to stop doing that. Constantly keep pressing the wrong keyboard. Boom. I'm just going to leave that there. Right. What's your predictions on YouTube TikTok fight? I don't know who's fighting, but I'm pretty good when it comes to like professional fighters, but I've never been on TikTok, so I don't know any of these TikTok people. And to be honest, YouTubers not really my thing. I know of the Paul brothers because who doesn't? But I couldn't point an Anderson Gibb out of a lineup. And I've seen one of his fights. I saw him take on, was it Jake? But I can't remember what he looks like anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I've not been keeping up with that. Graham said David Seaman broke my heart in '96. He saved a penalty from Gary McAllister. Wasn't it moments after that Gazza then scored? I'm pretty sure that it was like not long after the penalty that Gazza went down the other end, did the old over Hendry's head. What a player, man! What a player, Colin Hendry. Take a bow. What a defender he was. If I was doing like an all-time Premier League 11, I would give him serious consideration for my all-time Premier 11. I mean, in all fairness, I suppose it would be hard to not include Ferdinand and Tony Adams. Those would maybe be the first two that come to mind. But Colin Hendry, incredible. Right, we are up and running. We are underway. Are you doing UFC tonight? Yes. Yes. Austin says, I need to meet you. I can absolutely guarantee that will never happen. Honestly, I couldn't stress that enough. David Connolly says, Belgium's going to win 4-0. I think they're going to lose 4-0. You're doing UFC. I met Kurt Hawkins at a figure shop. That's interesting. I had a few conversations with Bellingham before, as one of my mates played for Birmingham Academy. I got to meet him a few times, says Adam. That's amazing. That is very, very cool. I really like him. Big fan of Bellingham. He's from where I grew up. I love his playing style. I think that, you know, he's in the best place right now. Obviously, he plays for Dortmund. They're world-renowned for bringing through talent. He's such an exciting prospect. Box-to-box midfielder. Yeah. I read, I can't remember who said it. It was someone like Jermaine Genius or someone, right? Said he was talking to someone that coached Bellingham, I think at Birmingham maybe, and they were trying to find his limit. They were trying to find, okay, where are you at as a footballer? So they kept giving him, like, you know, challenges and whatever. And apparently they never found it. Like, he just kept exceeding what they asked him to do. And, like, the tests that they kept giving him, he just kept acing them, kept, like, didn't really matter, like, what they were giving him. He kept smashing it. I mean, obviously, it's not like, anything superhuman, but it's all like in comparison to, right, where are you? You're 17 years old, or you're 16 at the time, Are you around a 17, 18, 19, 20, 21? But he just kept going. He just kept, like, recording results the same as the first team. I mean, like, he was ready for the first team. And, of course, played quite a bit. Well, did he play like 30 times for Birmingham and then they retired his top? I think they retired his number, which is just insane. I still can't get my head around that. And then went to Dortmund. United were interested in him, but I think it's right he went to Dortmund, in all fairness. Anyway, a few minutes into this, we're around the halfway line at the moment. Belgium versus Russia. I would like to see Lukaku get another goal here. Decisions are going to have to be made for the fantasy team, because obviously Lukaku has scored. So do I gamble and make someone else the captain? Because if you change your captain, you can't go back. Not until next game week. So I'm not sure if I'm going to gamble. I think if Lukaku gets a second, I definitely won't. But I'm looking at Harry Kane, and I'm like, are they saying that? Can I see Kane scoring 2 against Croatia? Probably not. Probably not. So I might end up sticking with Lukaku. Either way, I want another goal. That's what I want. I want another goal from Lukaku. Days, it's comments like that why I continue to troll you, says Austin. Lovely reverse ball, says Miss Clown 1. Ball is just being played along the back of the Russian defence, and it goes out for a Belgium throw-in. I met Bellingham a few times. You read that one. That's amazing. Graham said, you are spot on. I couldn't but applaud that goal from Gaza. That was goal of the tournament for me. It was brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant goal. Brilliant goal. Iconic celebration. Nice. Goodbye, Russia. Takes it on the chest. Over on the left-hand side, whips the ball in, but there's no one in there. And the ball goes out of play. I need Tielemans to score, says Oscar. I never realised you was a big football fan. Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't get a chance to watch a great deal of football. So I always play the fantasy game. So what I tend to do is, obviously if United are on and I'm around and I've got opportunity, I will watch them. But what I tend to do is watch Match of the Day, watch the highlights. But I always keep an eye on the scores. And I'm constantly reading reports. I'm constantly reading transfer news. Constantly keeping up with football. So yeah, but do I get a chance to sit down and like watch it all the time? Unfortunately not. But that's what makes this so special for me, is the fact that I can sit down, I can watch the games. Obviously, we can talk about what's going on and everything. It's really cool. It's really cool. To go from not getting like much chance to watch the games to them actually streaming them and talking to you guys about them, is really, really cool. And I'm so excited for England tomorrow, of course. What's your half-time score, Days? 2-0. 2-0 was my half-time score. Stanley Cup semi-finals. Canadians versus Vegas Golden Knights. Okay. Please react to Bosnia-Herzegovina versus San Marino. Well, I mean, that sounds like a dream match. Well, when are they playing? Because neither of them are in the Euros. Ball played into the penalty area. Russia on the end, straight at the goalkeeper, but I think the whistle had gone anyway for a foul. So, yeah, again, a little bit scrappy, in all fairness. Look, Russia are still fighting here. Scotland are going to shock the world. I hope so, bud. I mean, not against England, hopefully, but I hope that you do well. I seriously am not one of these England fans that's like going to be booing Scotland when they face Croatia or booing Scotland when they face the Czech Republic. I want us both to go through. Of course, as an Englishman, I want England to beat Scotland when we face you guys. But I wish Wales and Scotland nothing but the best. There's a few Man U players in that Scotland team. I mean, McTominay. Obviously, you got Robertson, Tierney as well in defence. McGinn. So you've got some decent players. I reckon you could cause Czech Republic a problem. Right, Belgium playing the ball in the middle, ball bouncing around. Lukaku looking to side foot it. And the ball bounces out. Austin punched me on the arm and he lied to me. Can you put him in detention? You probably deserved it, Harley, in all fairness, so no. How's your dog? Good, thank you, yeah, good. Try to take her for a little walk each day, but she is the laziest dog in the world. Like, when you say to her, like, walk, her tail goes, she gets all excited. And then as soon as she actually starts doing it, she's like, can't really be bothered with this. So we don't actually get that far. We tend to like go out for like 15, 20 minutes, and then we tend to come back. So half an hour, and I tend to be back. So she's very much my dog, because I feel the same as well. If someone was like, do you wanna pop out? Do you wanna go to the shops or something? I'd be like, yeah, that sounds. And then as soon as I'm getting ready and I'm like getting ready to go, I'm like, oh, I can't really be bothered. So I think she's picked it up from me. 8 shots on target. 8 shots total for Belgium. Still just the 3 on target. I suppose this is tricky, isn't it? Because, like, Belgium don't need to go for it. They don't need to, like, use up a load of energy or whatever. It'd be good for them to get another one. Mainly for me if it's Lukaku scores. But this is a very commanding position. They don't seem to be in much bother. Obviously, if they concede one, then it might get a bit nervy. But 2-0. Not a bad little cushion. But there's been glimpses from Russia. Throw in for Belgium. Trying to play. Lovely. Turn. Ball. Played. But just gets caught by the Russian defence. But if it had managed to go through, Lukaku was right in there. Chasing over to the goalkeeper. Long kick goes to the halfway line. Bounces around. Looks like it's going to be swept up by the Belgium defence. And as I said, they're a very patient team. We were talking about this earlier. Very patient team. And they will slowly build up their plays. How is Mama Days doing? She's all right, thank you. Yeah, she's all right. Here come Russia in the middle. There's 5 players back, though. Bit of support coming in for Russia. We're right in the middle on the outskirts of the Belgium penalty area. It's gone over to the right-hand side. Looking to whip it in for Russia, but goes back out. Yeah, he is going to play that ball into the centre. Cleared away. And the ball bouncing around. Picked up by Russia again on the left-hand side this time. Nice ball. Looking to get that in, but it goes out. I think, is the ref going to give that as a goal kick? Not sure if he's going to call that as a goal kick or a corner. He's giving it as a corner. So it's going to be a corner for Russia. It's hard to tell what player it bounced off there, but it must have come off a Belgium player and gone out. And so as a result, it is a Russian corner. They've had 3 corners in this game so far compared to Belgium's 1. Ball whipped in, cleared away, and we are sneaking up to the hour mark. How great would Joe versus Cross be? I don't know, because I don't know where Joe is. I can't say I'm expecting Samoa Joe to wrestle anytime soon. So, I don't know, is he medically cleared? Is he the same Joe that we knew before? Would he have to change his wrestling style? Or, I mean, he's been out the ring for a long time. He's not a young guy anymore. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'd expect him to jump in there with Cross and go hard like the Joe we know. I don't know. I don't know what I would expect. If it was the Samoa Joe of old, then, yeah, it'd be good. But I don't know where he is now. I don't know what his... I don't even know if he's coming back. I know he's been at the Performance Centre, but it's all a bit up in the air, isn't it? Don't forget, our new national cult hero is David Marshall, the Scotland legend, says Graham. Harley said, Days wrestling. Days just said something mean and insulting. Can you put him in detention? Sure thing. Consider that done. Wyatt said, UFC 263, baby. Days putting in the long days. Hey, when you get to sit down and watch the greatest, or the... can't really say the greatest. We don't know that they are the greatest at this tournament, but they're one of the favourites, and they are the number one ranked team in the world. So I suppose in a way we can call them the greatest. The greatest football team. You get to watch them, and then immediately after, you get UFC 263. The big UFC pay-per-view for June. I mean, come on. That is a Saturday night, isn't it? That is a pretty sweet Saturday night. And then what's that? We wake up tomorrow and we get England. What a weekend! And NXT in your house. Spoil. So yeah, crazy weekend this weekend. But this is the way it's going to go, man. I mean, every day we're doing like 1 or 2 games, and we're still doing all the wrestling stuff as well. So yeah, it's just crazy. Mushi said, who is your favourite team? Well, I support England, and I support Man United, and I also support Stourbridge. Miss Clown 1 says, yes, sir, I can boogie all night long. Right, Belgium have got the ball in the midfield at the moment. Do you think Nate Diaz will win? No. Germany is going to win the Euros. Vlahovic. I don't know Vlahovic. Let me have a look. Vlahovic. Play for Milan, does he? Serbian football. Who plays for Fiorentina. Is that who you're referring to? Yeah, I mean, my Serbian football knowledge is maybe not where it should be. So, Vlahovic is a Serbian striker that plays for Fiorentina. 21 years old. 77 games, and he's scored... Is he 21? 21, and he's been playing since 2016. He's been playing since he was 16. Hang on. He's been playing since he was 16 years old. He's 21. He's already played 77 times for Fiorentina and scored 27 goals. The only thing I would say is his goal-to-game ratio isn't amazing. Like, I always look for it to be around that kind of 50% mark. So, I'd be looking for that to be like 35, 40. But it's 27. So, 27 out of 77. So... 6'3", so he looks tall. Oh, that's better though. He's just had a really good season this season. So, 1920 season. Oh, hello, hang on. We've got Belgium in the Russian half, but Russia get it back. So, in the 2019-2020 season, he played 30 games for Fiorentina and he scored 6. Not brilliant. But then last season... 37 games and he scored 21. And as I said, kind of look to that be around the 50% mark. So you'd be looking for that to be about 18, say. About 18. So 21. It's really good for a 21-year-old. So looks like he was finding his feet a little bit. And it looks like last season he's just had a bit of a blinder. So Serbian player. Good season last season. Nice height to him. I'd imagine he's pretty good with headers. But experienced as well. Been playing for 5 years. 21 years old. Got record, broke into the Partizan team in 2016. So what do I think of him? I haven't seen him play, but looking at these stats, I'm impressed. He made the senior team debut for Serbia on the 11th of October, so he's only just breaking into their the main Serbian team. He's played 7 times for Serbia, and he scored twice. Well, there we go. That's what I think of him. I think he's one to watch. Good shout. Good shout. I think Belgium might win, says Epic Kid. I'm definitely feeling that vibe as well. I'm also feeling that nearly 20 minutes into this second half, haven't really seen a great deal here. The momentum's kind of gone. I feel like Russia are trying, but Belgium are just effortlessly coasting here. This is just really easy for them. Really easy. Are you streaming the England game tomorrow? Yes, Capsman. Really looking forward to it. Do you think England is going to win against Croatia because they lost in 2018? I think England can win against Croatia. I think the first goal is going to be critical. I think if England go behind, I'm not sure I can see them winning 2-1. If England go in front, I think that could be interesting. But I think if England go one behind, which they tend to do, I think against Croatia, I think the best you could expect is a draw. I really wouldn't. If England go 1-0 behind, I would be shocked if they end 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. I'd be shocked. I think England need to score first if they're going to win. Because if England score first, then that means that Croatia are going to have to open up a little bit. And, our attack is so good. If you give us any space, we'll capitalise on it. So the way that teams need to play against us is they need to be compact and they need to, be very, very defensive. Because if it's going to be a swashbuckling game, I would fancy us against anyone in the world. I don't care if you're Portugal. I don't care if you're Italy. I don't care who you are. But if it's going to be 2 teams just going all-out attack, just really going for it, bring it on. Bring your daughter to the slaughter. We've got Rashford, we've got Kane, we've got Grealish, we've got Mount, we've got Foden, we've got Sancho, we've got Sterling. The list goes on and on and on. It's very tasty, England's attack. So, and as I said, I actually think our defence gets a little bit of a bad rep, but I do understand that it's the weaker part of the team. So, can England win the tournament? Yes. Greece won the tournament in 2004. Denmark won the tournament in 1992. So, England can absolutely win this tournament. Can they beat Croatia? Yes, 100%. But I think if they're going to do it, they need to score first. Will they win the tournament? I'm not sure. Will they beat Croatia? Not sure. I could see it being a draw, in truth. I could see it being a draw. I think England-Croatia has got a draw written all over it for me. England just do not do well in their first game. I know I've said it quite a few times, but that's because I mean it. Belgium, looking to get the ball in, played out, but Russia easily get it back. To my knowledge, no shots on target, is there? I don't think there's been any shots on target. I'll double check that. No. Hang on, let's refresh it and see. 69. No, still three shots to 1 on target. If England lose, oh, I've lost your comment. England is 100% going to win the Euros. I like that. I like that mentality. I'm definitely here for that mentality. I'm also here for trying to fix the lineup that I've messed up on screen. I'm definitely here for that. Hang on. There we go. Oh, flip. Is that it? Right, they're still passing it around the midfield. This has turned into a little bit of a snooze fest, which is a little bit of a shame. I had higher hopes for this game, and certainly when they scored after 10 minutes, I was like, here we go! But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just kind of a bit Miranda-ing, to be honest. Just waiting for Lukaku to get another. Because he might be running the risk of getting substituted off soon. With less than like 20 minutes to go, they might want to save him. So, might just be the one goal. And then that's going to be like, oh, fantasy-wise, do you stick with him? Do you change him? I think you keep him in the team. But do you keep him as your captain? Oh, depends who else you've got. To be honest, I think he's got a goal. I don't know if there's going to be anyone that's going to get 2 goals. Not sure. Who do you think will beat Volta for the United Kingdom Championship? Hopefully Ilya Dragunov, but I'm not sure if it will be him or what the plan's going to be. I don't know if anyone's going to beat him anytime soon, to be honest. Talking of substitutions, we have one right now. Oh, I think we've got one. They just showed player walking off. Days is wearing white pants again. Absolutely. Always. Do you support an NFL team? No, unfortunately not, Josh. I don't really watch NFL. I still don't quite know how it all works. I did watch the Super Bowl and I did enjoy it. So, no shade to NFL. Mertens has gone off. Hazard has come on. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about NFL, unfortunately. Basketball, Toronto Raptors. Done. But NFL, no, I don't really have a team. Maybe the Miami Dolphins, just because I think they were in Ace Ventura, and I think, do they have dolphins in the stadium? I'm sure in the film there's a dolphin that gets kidnapped, and they have to try and get it back. I'd be surprised if they still, in like 2021, had a dolphin in the stadium. I kind of feel like animal rights activists would have something to say about that. So I'm not too sure. But if I had to pick a team, that might just sway it, to be honest. That might be enough to do it. The Raptors suck. Well, you say that, but I remember them winning a championship not that long ago, and I remember it being mad fun. So, think about that. Dave is stalking you on his stream. Oh, that's cool. Hello, Dave. I don't mind being stalked. It's a little bit weird, though. I mean, like, what do you mean stalking me? What do you mean? Like, is he literally in a car driving over to my house right now? What's happening? Days, the Impact pay-per-view is from Daly's place. Kenny defending versus Moose. Yes, only that one match, I believe. Miss Clown 1 said, I came across an old Corinthians bird camp figure today. Very cool. That was, I think that was the company I was thinking of when I was talking about Match of the Day Live. I think it was, they're the little statue things. I think they were Corinthians. Capsman says, let's go Raptors. Or Texans. Well, I was waiting to see if anyone... do they still have Dolphins? I was waiting to see if someone was going to tell me if Dolphins were still around in the stadium. The ball, can I just tell you, is at the halfway line at the moment, just being played around. I think Belgium just seem to be quite... As I said, they're a very patient team. It's kind of one of their strengths, but as a result, they're not really going hell for leather on anything. Graham said, my favourite NFL team is the New Orleans Saints. Our quarterback, Drew Brees, just recently retired. So we've got a new quarterback this coming season. Austin said, he's just checking up on your stream here and there. Oh, okay. Right, cool. Whew! I thought he was on his way. Russia playing the ball out to the left-hand side. Trying to find a way through, but Belgium, I mean, they've got their whole team back. They've got a back line of 5. They're playing a 5-2-3 at the moment, Belgium. Look at that back line. Formidable. Days, if you had to pick your favourite football player, who is it and why? Well, if it would be ever, it would probably be Schmeichel, because he influenced me more than anyone else. Because when I was at school, I didn't know anything about football. And I had to learn because I would have no friends. Because everyone in my year was into football. When I was at primary school, I never watched it. I watched England, but I never supported a team. It was never on in our house. My dad doesn't watch it. Just wasn't a thing. But when I went to secondary school, like, literally, like, the first day, people are like, who do you support? I'm like, I'm sorry, what? and like, you know, they're trying to have conversations about players, and you're like, yeah. Well, lovely meeting you. And, like, what can you... I didn't know what to do. So, yeah, Vertonghen going off, if anyone's got him in their teams. So, I decided that I was going to start playing, and I didn't know how to play, so I'd just go in goal. No one ever wanted to go in goal. So I was like, I'll go in goal. So I went in goal. That made me popular. Amazing. And I got quite good in goal. I got quite good because I'd play in goal every single lunch. Every single lunch I would play in goal. And, yeah, I got all right. So I used to watch Schmeichel all the time. He was the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. And I used to watch him for inspiration, see where he would stand. Kind of how he would narrow down the angles and make himself big. And his shot stopping was really cool. And, yeah, it was good. So he probably had the biggest effect on me. But I really enjoyed watching, obviously, Beckham and Giggs as well. I mean, the United team in the late 90s was really inspirational. And obviously they won the European Cup as well. So they weren't just, like, good in my eyes. They were legit the best team in Europe in 99. We've got about 13 minutes left here. 13 minutes left. Looks like it's going to be 2-0 Belgium. Looks like, you know, if you've got a Belgium defender, going to get some points. Can't see Russia getting a goal here. If you've got Lukaku, obviously you've picked up some points. If you've got Meunier, you've picked up a lot of points because I think he's a defender. So you're going to get your defensive points. He scored, so you're going to get points for the goal as well. So Meunier looking like a good addition to the fantasy team if anyone went for him. Belgium just playing it around at the moment and on their way to the Russian penalty box. The ball goes out wide, but it goes out. Oh, did he keep it in? No, I think it went out. Went out. Thunder Rosa says she hasn't forgotten about you. You've got something coming. Hey? Why? There's no beef between me and Thunder Rosa. I like Thunder Rosa. She's doing really, really well at the moment in AEW, and obviously she's got her own company as well, and NWA. We did have a small misunderstanding. Was it last year? Or the year before? I can't remember. But it's fine. I accepted her apology. Technically, she didn't apologise. But, you know, you can sometimes just see it in their eyes that they're sorry. I saw it. M7 Jacob said, this game is uninteresting. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just kind of feel that Belgium are just very patient and, they're just tapping on the door, really, seeing if they can get through. If they don't, no dramas. They're just keeping it very tight at the back. They're not allowing Russia any opportunities. Russia, I don't think, are good enough to do anything here. I don't think Belgium are really pushing to get another goal. I don't think they're... I think they're just being very compact, very comfortable. Again, 5 along the back. And right now, a lot of the action is just being played out in the midfield. It's just kind of bouncing around the midfield quite a bit. And, sometimes Russia have it, sometimes Belgium have it. But by and large, this has been Belgium's game. They've definitely had more of the possession. Should be able to get some of those stats. Let's have a look. 66-34. 66% possession for Belgium. 8 shots to 4. 3 shots on target. 53% of their duels won as well. So, yeah. Lots of good numbers for Belgium. It's been a good night for them. They've not had any players collapse on the pitch, so that's always a benefit. Thunder said she's going to get... hang on, Anthony, where are you getting all this information from? And what are you stirring things up? What's happening? Thunder Rosa said she's still going to get payback on you. The pandemic got in the way. Well, I don't know if you're in communication with her, but just tell her I accepted her apology. The big guy says Belgium conserving energy. Pulling Russia around the field. Epic Kid said, Days, if you had to choose one position in football, what would it be and why? Do you know what? I would probably go defensive midfielder. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm actually not bad at tackling. I'm rubbish at shooting. I'll hold my hands up and say I'm not very good when it comes to, I am not a deadly striker at all. But I can pass a ball. I'm not bad in the tack. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm going to be playing for a good team. I'm just like, for a Sunday team or something. Could I, go out and be a little defensive midfielder? Yeah, I could probably do a decent little job. I've got a decent tackle in me. Not the easiest person to get past in the world, so yeah, I'd probably look at that position. Anything around further up the field, I'm going to be useless because, as I said, I've not got the greatest shot. But yeah, I quite fancy, because the other great thing is if you make a mistake, you've got defenders behind you. Do you know what I mean? So you can't really get into trouble. If you make a mistake, well, they can mop that up. So, yeah, the thing with being in goal is if you make a mistake, well, the ball's in the net, isn't it? Whereas if you make a mistake as a defensive midfielder, amazing. Not the end of the world. Days, Austin just called me stupid. Yeah. There's only one thing worse than that. Death. And that's the naughty step. Okay. This is a weird stream. I kind of thought we'd be getting stuck into Belgium-Russia, but I didn't realise the game was going to be, a little bit dull. Anyway, Russia have got a free kick on the left-hand side. So, going to look to whip it in just on the ball going into the penalty area. No. Still falling to a Russian player, though. Whipped in, but ooh, I'll tell you what. Goes behind for a corner. But, on a different day, that might have snuck in as an own goal. 83rd minute. We have literally got about 7 minutes left. And I don't know that this is going to have sent much of a statement, to be honest. I don't know if people are going to fear Belgium after this. The only thing I would say is that they have not got out of first gear here. So I really feel like they've got so many more levels to go to. And of course, they've still got De Bruyne to come back as well. One of the best players in the world. Harley said, I'm going to say that you're mean. Okay. I can deal with that. Russia need to score because PTS matter, says Regia Productions. North Macedonia are playing on Sunday. What about UFC? We're doing UFC. Ericsson is awake. That's all that's been reported so far, says Anthony. When is your next AEW live stream? Well, we did one last night. We were live for Dynamite. So we did SmackDown and then we went straight into Dynamite. I didn't bother changing the title and the thumbnail, so I could understand if people missed it. But if Dynamite's on, we're on. Unless it clashes with something. But it was on straight after SmackDown. Russia have got the ball in their own half, playing it back and booted to the halfway line. That should hurt your feelings. Snap into a Slim Jim. UFC will be better than this. We can assure them that Belgium is winning. I knew they would win. Yes, Belgium are winning. You watched the new Dark Side of the Ring? No, not yet. AEW is better than WWE. Where is Sasha? She was filming. Notre Dame baseball. Dresslin Ways should be your second channel. Dresslin Ways should be my second channel. You're absolutely right. Dresslin Ways. Hey guys, welcome to Dresslin Ways. And everyone would be like, hey Ways. And I'd be like, hey guys. That's my alter ego. M7 Jacob, shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to everyone that's joined us. I cannot stress this enough. And I know you're not going to believe me because I do lie a lot. But I really appreciate everyone joining us tonight. This was our first Euro streams. A couple of little things that I want to tweak, obviously, for the next ones. Most notably, I'm not going to watch it on a laptop on the internet. We'll watch it on proper TV. So don't worry. Tomorrow, England-Croatia, I will watch it on the TV, live, no delay, because I think that's been a slight issue. There's just been a couple of moments of buffering, and I think that it's just thrown me out a little bit a couple of times. So, yeah, I want to fix that, which is an easy fix. And any suggestions or anything, any other bits you'd like to see brought onto the streams, we are open to suggestions. Always put your suggestions in the comments. I'll have a read through the comments of the YouTube videos. It's probably the easiest way. So, yeah, if there's any I think this would be a good addition, or you should look at doing this. Oh, is that in? He's got another one! That came out of nowhere! It's Lukaku! Ah! Out of nowhere! Yes, in the 87th minute! Out of nowhere, the ball's just played through. Lukaku, one-on-one. Well, he gets the right side of the defender. I don't think he's offside or anything, is he? So... no issue there. Lukaku! Hey, Lukaku fans! Fantasy football fans! Psh, 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 psh. Woo! 2 goals for Lukaku! Yes, yes, yes! Let's change these numbers. Austin says, I'm a Lukaku stan. Yeah! So am I. 2 goals for Lukaku in this match. You're the best around. Yes. 10th minute, and I honestly thought they would take him off. I honestly thought there was a chance that they would take him off and save his legs, but they didn't. And Lukaku scores in the 10th minute, the 88th minute, and Meunier in the 33rd. So it's Belgium 3, Russia 0. I think that'll probably do it for Belgium. It's certainly going to do it for my fantasy team. Lukaku is awesome. I love Lukaku, even though I don't know this sport. Shamar says fantasy points. Come on. Who got the assist? Who did get the assist? I don't know. I don't know if they're very good at reporting who got the assists, to be honest. You see, when you go on to the Euro 2020 Twitter account, it only tells you the goal scorer. Doesn't give you who got the assist. He's doing it for Ericsson. What a player Lukaku is. Russia is finished. Yes, Russia are finished. Does anyone know who got the assist? Days, you should play WWE 2K22 when it comes out. I probably should, you're right. I probably should. I say this every year. I'm going to play it. I never do. Right, look. We've got a free kick for Russia here. Whipped in, but goes over the bar. It's only 2 minutes of added on time. Sean Ross Sapp mentioned you on his Raw review, saying he doesn't know how you do it. I like Sean Ross Sapp. I got a lot of time for him. I think in a world of fake news, he's one of the kind of real, genuine people that you can trust in. So I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not bothered, to be honest. But either way, I do like him. I think he's one of the good guys. Donald Trump and John Cena with back-to-back goals for China. Okay. Big Fish, Little Fish says, love the beard. It loves you as well. Thomas Meunier got the assist. No. Was it really Meunier? Oh, my God. So he got a goal and an assist. He didn't start the game, though, did he? So my only concern is, would you bring him into the team? Guys, let me know. Are you going to bring Meunier into your fantasy team? Because I'm looking at Meunier now. He's going to get a goal, an assist, and a clean sheet. Like, Meunier is going to get serious points from this game. So's Lukaku, but imagine if you had Lukaku and Meunier in your team. So I'm seriously thinking, like, do I need to bring Meunier in? But he didn't start the game. So is he going to start the next game? I don't know. Meunier is on fire. He is the super sub. Antonia, shout out to you. Shamar said, no, I sold Meunier. Oh, why? Is it true you've got the first touch of a donkey on roller skates? Yes. Thomas Meunier, an assist and a goal. No way. Well, the game has finished. It has finished 3-0 to Belgium. Brilliant, brilliant performance from them. Brilliant performance. Days, the England team said they want you as their mascot. Ha ha ha, fake news. Can you do a gaming channel? Sure. I mean, I won't put any content on it, but I could create a gaming channel. I'm so glad that I've got Meunier. I've got Meunier. Oh. Hello, my name's David Conley. I'm so glad that I've got Meunier. Do one, yeah. Andres Hunter said, I got 15 points for Meunier. Oh, did you? My name's Andres Hunter. Austin said, finally it's over. I knew 3-0 would be the score. Are you doing Brazil versus Colombia tomorrow? Unfortunately not, no. We've got the England game tomorrow. We've got Netherlands versus the Ukraine, and we've got wrestling as well. We've got NXT in your house on the night, so we've already got 3 streams tomorrow. 3 streams tomorrow. They call me Daisy 3 streams. That's what they call me. Although I don't know why, because we're only doing 2 today. But tomorrow they're going to call me Daisy 3 streams. I don't do fantasy. Stop the clock. The clock has been stopped. Can I get a shout out? I've got me. I've got Lukaku. I'm going to get big points at Colin. Oh, well, yeah. Good for you, Colin. Good for you. I'm not bothered. I've got Lukaku. Lukaku just scored twice. Do you know what I mean? I'm alright. Would I have liked Munier? Sure. It's not the end of the world. My problem is I don't know whether to get him for the next match now. Because, obviously, for those of you that are new to the fantasy game, you can make transfers to your squad. So you can change players completely. So if you wanted to bring Munier in for the next round of games, you absolutely can. But I don't know whether to do it or not. Because he didn't start this game. I don't know if he was going to be playing. But after that, after his performance here where he's just scored and got an assist, are they really going to leave him out of the next game? Like, you'd think they'll probably play him. And now I think I want him. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Austin says, I got Moon. I don't even think... I'm pretty sure you've shown me your team and you haven't got Munier. So I think you're just trying to join the I've got Munier fanboys. See you all tomorrow for England and Croatia. The BGR. Shout out to you. That stream. Whew! It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so good. England, Croatia. So excited. Lauren said, will the UFC stream start at 6 or as soon as we finish this stream? No, it'll be maybe a little bit before 6. We might start it a little bit before 6 or 11 UK time. But only like 5 minutes or so. I want to make sure that I get a coffee and, get a few things sorted. I've got to sort out TVs and set up the stream. So I got a few little bits to do. So, but I could see us starting like 10 minutes early. Austin says, I'm a Munier stan as well now. Days, I've got 2 points. You can make fun of that. There's no point making fun of points that people have got because, as you said, you got loads of players that are playing tomorrow. We're not even. We're only just out of day 2, so no, you'll be all right. I wouldn't worry about how many points you've got now. Shamar says, Days 28 points. What is that? Who's that? You. I don't know. I'm not really looking at points at the moment. 'Cause, do you know what I mean? You could get excited by how many points you've got right now, but there's still so many teams. I mean, like Ronaldo, Mbappe, Kane. You know what I mean? There's so many players that people have got that are still to play. No, we'll see how it shakes out. But there we go. I would imagine most of the game had Lukaku as captain. I would imagine most people are feeling pretty good right now. Days, I got Munier and I don't even play the fantasy game, says LSW. Let's go 3 Lions from the US of A. Days, true. I've got 6 players playing tomorrow. Today, I only had 1. The BGR said Croatia is going to win tomorrow. How dare you? Epic Kid said the Queen will be celebrating if England win the Euros. She will. And she needs something to cheer her up. Bless that woman. Days, how many points you got? I got 28. I don't know. Shamar, I don't know. If you have a look at the codes on the thing, you can join our fantasy league. So if you go to the community tab, you'll see the code. I dropped it in there. And pop that in and my team will be in there. So you'll be able to see for yourself. Days, England play France, Germany or Portugal in the second round. Oh dear, says Colin. Yeah, well, oh dear indeed. That's if they finish first, yes. In all fairness, if we face Germany, I'm not worried by that. I mean, it's probably going to be France or Portugal, and I am a little bit more worried about that. But it would be at Wembley. It would be at Wembley. If we finish first, the next game after the groups would be at Wembley. So, do I want to face France? No. Do I feel a bit better if it's at Wembley? Yes. So, this is not going to be easy for anyone. And I don't think teams are going to want to face us, to be honest. I can't imagine France are like, oh, brilliant, we've got England next. That'll be easy. No way. They're not thinking that. We just had 3 teams in the European finals. We've got, like, the most expensive squad. So, yeah, no one will want to face us. I think sometimes as England fans, we can sit there and be like, oh, don't fancy them, or I don't want to face them, or we don't want to face them. I think, honestly, there's going to be people in Germany like, oh, we don't want England. And there's going to be people in Italy like, oh, I'd like to avoid England. Like, we're one of those teams. We can start, do you know what I mean? For the first time in a while, we could actually win these games. We could take on these teams and win. Live for the moment, guys. Believe. Have hope. England are definitely going to win tomorrow, says Hayden. BGR says, please react to the United games next season. Hey, look, you've got channels that already do that there's no way that we'd be able to compete with. And, you know, I really like I like the United stand. I think they do a fantastic job. So, I don't know. I'm not really looking at doing stuff like that. I think I am a bit more open to looking at other sports just because I'm surprised at how much I've enjoyed it and how much the community has enjoyed it as well. But it's just, I think I've been so focused on wrestling in particular since the channel started. Because it's kind of funny in a way, because wrestling has always been one of my interests. So I've always enjoyed wrestling. But I worked in an entertainment store. So I've got like a massive passion for music. And I've supported United since like the early 90s. So I've always had a passion. I've obviously supported England. So I've always had a passion for football. But so I've got like these other interests. And for like 5 years, I've just spoke pretty much non-stop about wrestling. So to actually get an opportunity now to kind of talk about something else, I'm really enjoying it. It's a nice break. It's good for my brain. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And we'll see how the tournament goes. I mean, I won't be enjoying it if England gets smashed. If England gets smashed, I'll be like, stupid football. I knew I should have stuck with wrestling. But, you know, they're not going to. So it's going to be all right. They're going to win. So, Big Guy says NFL streams, thumbs up. Epic Kid said England is going to win tomorrow 8-0. Colin said if we finish third, it could be versus Wales. If it's second, it's Spain, Slovakia, Sweden, Poland, then quarterfinal, France, Portugal, Germany, Hungary. There's not an easy path. There's a lot of people saying if we finish second, we get an easier next round, and that might be true. But then the game after that is just back to being impossible. So we just got to focus on ourselves. We've just got to focus on ourselves, do what we need to do, and, you know, what will be, will be. But for the first time in a long time, I'm honestly not concerned about who we face. Mainly because of Wembley. Mainly because we're going to have that passionate home support, which will make a difference. The quarterfinal is going to be tricky because I think none of the quarterfinal venues are Wembley. So if we get to the quarterfinals, we have to go to a different stadium. We have to go somewhere other than Wembley. And if that's going to be a tough team, that's going to be a tough ask. So last 16, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be at Wembley. I fancy us against anyone. I don't care if it's France. At Wembley, I fancy us, you know, I think we'd have a chance. I mean, France is probably the one team I really wouldn't want, in all fairness. But if it's going to be France, it's going to be France. If we get to the quarters, we've got a problem because it won't be at Wembley. Semi-finals, at that point, it's going to be what it's going to be, innit? If you get into the semi-finals, que sera, sera. I mean, at that point, whatever. So, look, first, second, third, it doesn't matter. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be hard for England. Believe. Yeah? Believe. It's coming home. Yeah, it's coming home. And it starts tomorrow. We are less than 14 hours away from the start of the stream. So I will be streaming England-Croatia in less than 14 hours. And we've got a pretty mammoth UFC stream to do first. So I am going to call it quits there. We are obviously going to be streaming England-Croatia tomorrow. Big shout, and I really mean this, shout out to everyone that joined us. Really appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed this kind of chilled. It was kind of chilled, wasn't it? I could see a lot of games being like this, whereby, we're watching them, and if anything happens, we're there for it. But where it's just playing around the midfields, whatever, I'll just go with wherever the chat wants to go, rather than worrying about just sitting here going, well, Tielemans has got it, he's played it forward. Like, you know what I mean? I'd much rather just sit here and chat with you guys, to be honest. So we'll keep an eye on all the games, and we won't miss anything. But yeah, I'm here for some chilled conversations, man. So I think it could be a really fun summer. Awesome. Right, I'm going to go and get ready for UFC. Big shout out to everyone that joined us, and hopefully I'll see you in a bit if you are going to be sticking around for UFC 263. Well done to Belgium. Come on, England.